Hi everyone, this is an impromptu live stream. I've actually never done a live stream on YouTube, so we'll see how I go. But I wanted to jump on and do a live stream on tapping, EFT, emotional freedom technique. And I'm going to be specifically tapping on overflow and abundance, which is something we all want, right? And it's something that I was tapping on myself over the weekend and really looking at some of the blocks that were coming up that were stopping that from happening. And within hours, I was manifesting these situations which were showing overflow. Even this is a really small example, but my dad came over and he bought 10 coconut milks, which is really random. And my fridge was in overflow of coconut milk. And I thought to myself, wow, that's a manifestation from the tapping. And I welcome in that to show up in all sorts of ways, right? So this stuff works, this stuff shifts, but it also takes commitment. There's so much on YouTube, which are really quick fixes, like tapping for 5, 10, 15 minutes, which is great. Some tapping's better than none. But to really make those shifts, we have to commit to longer periods of time, right? So right now I'm going through a 7-day phase and I'm going to be launching a course that will be 7 days of intense tapping. It's 45 minutes to an hour a day minimum, and doing a back-to-back for a week. And that will definitely create results. But hey, if you only have now, then you can join me in this and tap away some of the stuff that's holding us back. So if you're new to tapping, I'm going to be tapping on certain acupressure points. So we have the karate chop point. We have the chest point here. So really like find your sore spots. Sometimes it's around here. And we want to tap, if you hit with both hands, then you will get it. And we have the point, which is just at the eyebrow. And you can either do one side or you can do both. Just trying to get the light to make sure the light's showing. Corner of the eyes. Here, it's pretty much like directly under your pupil and the top of the cheekbone. Helps if you do it with 2 fingers. Under the ridge of, what would you call it? Under the nose, that little ridge. Under the chin, and place your hand on your heart when we do under the chin. And then where your woman's bra strap would be. So it's around the side, about a hand's width under the arm. We have this point, which is wrist. So I just go like this, but you might like to go like this, but that's easy to get it. So don't always do it in that order. I also use intuition. Highly suggest using intuition as well. You might like to stay on some points for longer. Just go with the flow with it. Okay, so the point with this type of thing with EFT is to acknowledge the negative, acknowledge how you're feeling, really get into the body with how you're feeling. And then once we clear that a little and we're starting to feel like it's not as strong in our body, then we move on to the positive. Right? So the first thing I want you to do is to grab a journal and just really feel into what is blocking you from receiving an overflow of abundance. What's some of your common mindset beliefs around having overflow of money? Or it may be something completely separate. Just say you're in business. And this is how it came up for me, tapping on overflow, is that I actually was having this sense of not feeling safe as an entrepreneur, not having that 9-to-5 regular income, not always knowing where the money's coming from next month. And it's just a mentality, right? I think even if I was earning lots of money, I still may have that mentality if I haven't shifted those beliefs. So I had this feeling of just feeling unsafe. And then underneath that was like bit of hiding and not wanting to be seen, and obviously that's going to affect my business. So I started tapping on that first. So obviously with this type of thing, leading a group, then I'm just going to use intuition and go with the flow and just see what comes up. But I want you to first write down the things that are coming up for you and what's really blocking you in your life right now and creating money and creating overflow. And write that down so that you can start replacing some of the things I'm saying with that. So there might be points in the tapping where I'm like, fill in the blank, and then you refer back to the things that are coming up for you, okay? So not feeling safe with a lot of money is something that comes up for a lot of people, or it's not necessarily not feeling safe with a lot of money. It's like, well, if I get to that level, then I'm seen. And then if I'm seen, I'm blah, blah, blah. So you have to keep going down the layers of what's really going on underneath. So I'm going to start tapping. Now, as I said before, you really use intuition. I'm just going to make sure the light is good where I'm set up. I did this so impromptu. I didn't really get into my setup or anything in the lighting. Okay, so I'm going to start here, but if it feels better for you to start on this point, if you watch tapping videos, they usually always start on the karate point, but this point for me is the strongest. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to feel into what's coming up. And I want you to make noise. And this is the secret to the tapping method that I do, is to really get into the body, really use your breath with it as well. So like, there it is. That feeling again. That feeling of not being good enough. All that shame I feel. And I want you to repeat this after me, by the way. I forgot to say that. Just say it out loud. All this shame I feel. I just don't feel good enough. I never feel good enough. And see how I'm doing? It's like really like exaggerating, over-exaggerating what you're thinking, because that's what the ego does. That's what the ego is trying to make you do, and make you believe some of these lies, right? So it may sound silly, it may sound stupid, but I want you to really get into it. I can't really experience overflow. I can't because I'm not good enough. Take a deep breath. I want you to yawn. And when you're yawning, you go to yawn and move your body forward. So lean into that. So open your mouth really wide. We want to really get in here. Open the jaw. I just want to quit. And then we're going to go, and I forgot to mention this point, under the ribs. So just here. Under the boobs, sorry, I should say, or in your ribs if you're a man. I just don't feel good enough. Why don't I ever feel good enough? I'm so sick of always feeling not good enough. It's so stupid that I feel this way. And then we go to the sides and just tap one side or both. I feel like this is really holding me back. I just don't feel good enough. Who am I to make a lot of money? Top of the head. Did I mention this point? Told you I was doing this impromptu. So we want to tap kind of your fingers on the scalp and then all around to make sure we get those points. Who am I to have a lot of money? What happens if I make a lot of money? I don't know what to do with a lot of money. I mean, I do know what to do with a lot of money. There's so many things I want to spend, but it feels overwhelming. It feels too much. And then it really pisses me off that I feel like it's too much. Why would I think money's too much? This is crazy. Breathe in. Oh. So when I yawn, just yawn. Oh, so sick of this feeling. This feeling of, I want you to fill in the blank with what you came up with. This feeling of fear. I don't even really know what it is. And I'm so sick of it. On your heart. I'm so sick of it. I feel like it's blocking me. I feel like I can't make money because it's blocking me. And I have this deep fear. And I don't want to have this deep fear anymore. I'm so sick of it. And open your mouth, breathe in. And you're really like pushing that yawn out, faking it if you're not yawning. Yawning may come up in other points. Just the tapping, just yawn when you feel like it, burp if you need to feel like it. It just feels like too much. All this work that I have to do. Making a lot of money makes me think I have to do a lot of work. And I'm just procrastinating so much. I'm procrastinating so much because I really don't want this. I don't want to do all this work. What if I do all this work and then I'm going to be seen? And I don't want to be seen because, I just want you to fill in the blank there. I don't want to be seen because it doesn't feel safe to be seen. I don't want to be judged. I'm so sick of being judged. Breathe in and sigh. I'm so scared of being judged. I don't want to be judged anymore. It reminds me of the time, I want you to fill in the blank. So we're doing the wrist point now. It reminds me of the time when I lost my best friend. That was mine, so fill in whatever yours is. Because I know if I start succeeding, I'm going to be judged. And then I'm going to lose people. And I don't want to lose people. What happens if I become too successful? What if I have all this money and then people want things from me? I'm so scared of people wanting things from me. So the karate point, you can either go like this or just tap them together. I'm so scared of people wanting things from me. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It feels so overwhelming. It feels so overwhelming. Breathe that in and yawn. Breathing in. But even though it feels too much, I want to change this. Even though it's too much, I really want to make a difference. Even though it feels too much, I choose to believe I can have overflow. Eyebrow. Sometimes I feel it's going to be impossible. So impossible for me. Because I have all these mixed emotions. And I sabotage all the time. I feel like it's 2 steps forward and 1,000,000 back. Why does that happen to me? Why is it every time I move forward, I go back? It's not fair. Breathe that in, yawn. It's not fair. It's really not fair. I deserve to have overflow of abundance, of money, of love. I deserve that. So why can't I have it? So easy for everyone else. So easy for everyone else. Oh, why is it so easy for everyone else? I'm so embarrassed. We're going here under. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. It's so hard for me. I'm so stupid. So stupid. So stupid. I'm sick of being a failure. I'm sick of being a failure. So sick of being a failure. Not being able to work it out. Money going up and down. And I don't feel safe when money's going up and down. Why can't I feel safe? Why can't it be easy for me? Why is it so hard? So when you say stuff like that, I want you to feel it in your body. Where does that feel in your body? Where does it feel in your body? So I want you to just feel that and just take note of where that is. So if it's in your stomach or your throat or your chest, I want you to just feel that. And I just want to trace your awareness around it. Right? So just see, imagine in your mind's eye, maybe it's like a circular shape in your stomach. Maybe it's all ragged edges around this feeling in your chest. Maybe it's really dark and dense and feels awful. We don't want to change anything. We don't need to change it because we don't change things by trying to push it out. We just bring awareness. We love it. So I want you now to just see that feeling in your stomach or your chest, or your throat, or wherever it is. Trace your awareness around it. You're going to breathe in and just sigh out, yawning. Breathe in. See that feeling in your body. Breathe out. This feeling in my body. So sick of it. But you know what? It can stay. I don't need to change anything about it. I allow it to stay. This frustration in my body, I choose to accept it. I choose to love it, even though I don't know how. And I just want you to imagine some white light coming in, just swirling all around you. Keep tapping. Imagine white light swirling all around you. And I want you just to feel into the first time you've had these feelings. So whatever predominantly is coming up for you, whether it's you're hiding, or whether you don't feel good enough, or whether you feel deep shame, whether you feel like a failure, I want you to feel into when was the first time you felt that. Just see the memory come up. If nothing, that's fine. Don't stress. Don't try and push anything up. Just notice anything. 'Cause maybe you have a memory of being young. For me, it was not having friends when I was in 3rd grade. And that feeling I had, that embarrassment and shame, and really fearful of like making friends, not knowing how. So I want you to see yourself as a little one. Go over to her. Go over to her and just see what she's experiencing. And I want you to put your arms around her. Give her a big hug. And just ask her what's going on. Give her a voice. Allow her to tell you what she's feeling. And keep tapping and going through the points. She says, I don't know. I don't feel safe. Maybe it's I don't feel like anyone likes me. So I just want you to speak that as you tap. And I'm just going to go through the points where I allow you just to think that and speak it out loud, whatever she's saying. And then when she's spoken your voice, I want you to call in the highest version of you, your higher self. And I want you to tell her what she needs to hear. What would you love to tell her? She's loved. He or she's loved. Accepted. Just allow that memory to wash over you. And just really feel her receive it. And maybe you want to call in some angels if you believe in angels. Maybe just more light to wash over her. And I want you just to tell her that you're always with her. You're always loving her. It's okay to have these feelings. Give her a hug and then come back to the present moment. And I just want you to say, even though I had this happen when I was younger, I have the tools and the wisdom to feel differently, to change things. That just because that happened when I was younger doesn't mean it's going to happen now. And I choose to let go of those feelings, love those feelings, and I choose to believe that I am good enough, that I am worthy of my desires, that it's safe to be seen, and that overflow is welcome. Take a deep breath, sigh. So I just want you to tune in now. We just did 20 minutes. So I want you to tune in now, and if you feel like it's been released a little bit, then that's great. We can continue tapping on some of the positive. I don't want you to end it here. I want you to keep going. I want you to continue just tapping on whatever else is coming up for you. And if you still feel like, it's still strong, the fears or whatever, we're going to keep going with the fears. So I'm going to keep moving on with the fears. Even though I'm tapping right now and I'm saying these positive things, I don't know. I'm not sure about this. I don't know if it's going to work. And shrug your shoulders. I don't know if it's going to work. Because I still feel like it's impossible to make money. I still feel like it's impossible to have overflow. Work. I've done all the courses and nothing is changing. And say it like that. Say it like a little kid having a tantrum. Nothing's changing. I'm so sick of this feeling. Why isn't it changing? Why isn't it changing? Why isn't it changing? I want it to change. But part of me still feels scared. I want it so much, but I feel scared. What's going to happen? I don't want to be seen. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe right now. How can I manifest overflow when I don't feel secure? I feel so up and down. I feel so miserable. If you don't feel miserable, don't say that. If that doesn't resonate with you, just say whatever your frustration is regarding this issue. I still feel so blocked. Say it like that, blocked. Oh, so sick of being blocked. So sick of having to do freaking tapping and journaling and all this bullshit. So sick of it. Why can't I have my desires now? Why can't it all shift now? Is it because I'm scared? And shrug your shoulders. I don't know. Am I holding myself back? That's the question. I don't know. Breathe in, sigh. Why can't I see what I need to see? So frustrating. Why is it so hard? Why do I have to feel so crap about this all the time? Feel overwhelmed by it all. I feel overwhelmed by my debt. I feel overwhelmed with having to work so hard. Just feel overwhelmed and it's so hard. I just want to see change. Just want it to shift. Just tired of doing all the work. I feel so embarrassed. I don't want anyone to know. I don't want anyone to know about my circumstances. I don't really want to know what's going on. Interesting, I just said that. I didn't mean to say that, but that's what came out. I don't really want to know what's going on. I'd rather not look at it. I'd rather not look at it. It feels scary to look at it. It feels scary to look at it. I'm just tired of this shame. It's exhausting. tired of pretending. Tired of pretending. I'm tired of just trying to work it all out. Just really feel that feeling that's connected to shame. Feel it in your body. Once again, I want you to feel that. If you feel shame, if you have debt, I want you to feel that in your body. I just yawned it out. Oh. I feel so embarrassed. Why did I create this? I feel like and I can't get on top of it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. It feels hopeless. It feels hopeless. And nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. I'm doing all this tapping and it's probably not going to work. What's going to change? I can't think of a way out of this. I don't know how to generate more money. I don't know how to manifest more money. I don't know how to manifest more money. Let's keep saying that. I don't know how to manifest more money. It's really hard. It's really hard. Say it like that. It's really hard to manifest more money. Not at the level that I want. So think of a number that you would love to experience, or what would you love more overflow in? It feels so overwhelming to think I could have overflow of more than enough money. I don't even know what that feels like to have more than enough money. What would that feel like? It's like impossible. That's just what happens for everyone else. That's just what happens to does it happen for everyone else? The people I follow online, that's what's happening. I keep hearing all these manifestation stories. Oh my goodness. So sick of hearing it all happening for everyone else and nothing changes for me. Why can't things change for me? And I'm so embarrassed. I feel so much shame. I feel like this shame taking over me. I don't want anyone to know. I don't want to be seen. And I want you to tap on the reasons why you wouldn't want to be seen, whether that's weight, whether that is because of the money, whether it's because you're embarrassed of something. What is it that you don't want people to know? And I want you to tap on it. I don't want people to know, fill in the blank. I don't want people to know this about me. What happens if they find out? Oh my God, what happens if they find out? I'd be so embarrassed. I've got myself in a mess. Just feel that, breathe. Even though it feels so overwhelming, it feels impossible. Shrug your shoulders. Maybe it could change. Even though it feels so impossible, I choose to believe that it can change. Even though it feels so impossible, I don't really believe it. I choose to believe that maybe I can have overflow. Maybe something can come out of nowhere. I choose to believe that I love myself. I choose to allow overflow. I allow overflow. And even though it's difficult for me to receive, I love myself anyway. Because the truth is, I'm not very good at receiving. The truth is, I feel like I have to give to receive, and sometimes that overwhelms me. I'm sick of people pleasing. I feel like if I receive, I owe something to someone. So it's hard to receive. It's really hard to receive. Why is it so hard for me to receive? It seems so crazy. I want to receive, but I don't think I do. Feels overwhelming because then I owe something to someone. Breath in. I owe people things when they give to me and I feel awkward and I feel bad. If this doesn't resonate with you, then don't say it that way, to see what comes up. But I choose to allow myself to receive. I choose to love myself anyway. Even though I'm not very good at receiving, I'm going to choose to allow myself to receive. I'm going to allow myself to let it get really good. That could be fun. What would it be like for it to get really good? I don't know. I'm going to choose to drop all these yucky feelings. Just love them. I'm going to drop the resistance to all of this shame and hiding. Just love it. So even though I have this shame, sometimes I want to hide, I love myself anyway, and I accept myself. And I'm going to choose to believe that they can be overflow. My dreams can come true. Because what if manifesting was easy? Breathe in and stretch your body. Deep breathe out. And just feel into how you feel, what's going on. You need to keep tapping, keep tapping. But I just wanted to give you an example of how you can use the breath work and say whatever's coming up. There's no right or wrong way to say it. Just go with the flow and just see what comes up and keep tapping, keep using the breath word, keep yawning, burp if you need to. And just use your intuition to really tune in and say whatever comes up. Something might come up and like, wow, where'd that come from? Or you may see something in it. You think, oh, that was a mistake to say it like that, but just pay attention because maybe there was a message in that. So if you tap that way, it will shift your energy quite quickly. And I would really recommend you do it regularly. And I've only done 32 minutes, but a lot of the time will do it for an hour. So I'm going to be starting a course, which will be 7 days. And we are doing 45 minutes to an hour a day of tapping. So this is for people that really want to shift and they're committed. Like you have to show up for yourself for an hour a day. You can do it whenever you want in that hour. And you don't really progress to that point where you feel like it's shifted and it still feels like stirred up. What will happen if you just cut it short is that it stirred it up. So it most likely manifests in random ways. You may have some chaos come. You may have some moodiness and you might have a meltdown and think, where did this come from? Just odd things will happen quite often. I've had this experience because you need to stir it up, bring it up, tap on it and start shifting it. And it will shift when you give it the space and the time, and then putting the positive statements in as well. And that should fill you up and ease it so that you don't have those experiences where the triggers will come up. I mean, if it does, don't worry about it because I say everything's good anyway. It's all good. It's all good. So actually we didn't even do 30 minutes. I realized I talked in the beginning. This has been going for 30 minutes. So it's just a taster. See how it goes for you. Let me know what you think. And thanks for being here. Bye.